Every episode of The Gauge is brought to you by Bill Fick Ford and the WCRA. Guys, Bill Fick Ford is the #1 Super Duty dealer in the country for the 4th year in a row. You guys have heard me rant and rave about Bill Fick Ford for the absolute best buying experience in the car industry, truck industry. Bill Fick Ford's the place to go. I bet you remember the old ad where I said I was getting a new Super Duty. Well, here's the keys for that. Bill Fick Ford delivers, guys. No bull discounts, no bull interest rates, the best buying experience you can get. And if you are not local to Huntsville or the Houston area, he'll deliver it to you just like he did to me. Bill Fick Ford. Rodeo Corpus Christi has nearly tripled its added prize money from 2019 and will be one of the largest payout rodeos this summer. That's $545,000 with no entry fees. Rodeo Corpus Christi will be the first stop of WCRA's Triple Crown of Rodeo. The only way to qualify for the Rodeo Corpus Christi is by nominating your rides and runs with the WCRA. You can win $1 million by nominating your rides and runs and earning points with the WCRA. Through the Triple Crown of Rodeo, the WCRA will award this $1 million cash prize to any one athlete or collective of athletes who win first place at any 3 consecutive WCRA major rodeos. A common misconception with the WCRA is that it is only for the pros. That's the farthest thing from the truth. It's designed for the underdogs to have their fair chance. If you feel like you have the ability to compete against the best in the world, but maybe you don't feel like it. Maybe you can't afford to go down the road for a full year. Maybe you got a job. Well, the WCRA is made for you. The WCRA has awarded more than $8.5 million to rodeo athletes in just a couple of years. To learn more, visit WCRArodeo.com and learn how you can earn a spot at Rodeo Corpus Christi and possibly be rodeo's next millionaire.
What sets Resist All apart is the legacy of the cowboys who wear the brand. These traditions are passed down from fathers to sons, from heroes to future champions. Since 1927, Resist All has been handcrafting the finest American-made cowboy hats. Generation after generation, we live it every day.
This is The Gauge with host Chance Conradu.
Are you freaking serious? It's Conrado. This is The Gauge, and I am Chance Conrado. On this episode of the podcast, we have got Katheleen Daigle. If you don't know who Katheleen Daigle is, well, you're missing out, especially if you want to know what your horse thinks and feels. Katheleen is a horse clairvoyant, I'm going to say. That's not what she wants to be called. A horse communicator, but I like the word clairvoyant. She's the real deal. Everybody in the studio was pretty well shocked when we pulled up our photos of horses, cats, dogs. Ty pulled up like 30 photos. Yeah, she nailed everything. It was freaky to say the least, but in an awesome way. Kathleen is absolutely amazing. She's helped people like my sister, Brittany Posey, Brandon Cullen, a number of other people out there. You name them, she's helped them with their horses, and it is shocking to hear what they've had to say about her. She's amazing. She's a real deal. I'm going to let this episode speak for itself because I've already talked too much. Check it out. Great. One second. Give me a mic check real quick.
1, 2.
Just talk normally.
Je parle en français, c'est correct?
Oh, perfect. All right, you talk now. Well, I mean, so you're from Quebec?
I'm from Quebec. Yeah.
My favorite UFC fighter from Quebec.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, George St. Pierre.
Who?
George St. Pierre?
Yeah, I know.
Every Canadian knows who that is,
yeah,
right?
we know who it is. Yeah.
Everybody. He's very famous for a Canadian.
Yeah, and we can say that he's more from Quebec than Canadian.
Yep.
So it's the difference because it's just in Quebec that we speak French.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep, exactly. That's how I was able to link those two things because I recognize the speaking of the French. But you do speak English very well.
Oh, thank you.
I've met several French-Canadian people, and I think you may speak second best.
Oh, second. Thank you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's not that great when I only know the 2. But
so I'm trying, you know.
You do
I'm
really
always,
well.
Yeah.
That was the one thing. So I talked to both my sisters about you because you've worked with both of them. And the first thing they said, they'd be like, hey, you talk too fast, slow down for her because she has a very thick accent. And that was before I knew you were from Quebec. And I was like, well, what kind of accent? It's like, She talks to horses. What kind of accent? I was thinking maybe Southern accent.
Okay.
No.
Nope. I'm from Quebec, so yeah, that's a French accent. So.
Yes, it is. Yeah, much more refined.
Anyway, like I'm always say, like if you don't understand what you're saying, you can ask me. I will repeat it, and I can repeat like 2 or 3 times. And don't be scared. I won't get mad at you. So if I don't understand, I hope you won't get mad at me.
No, I say what I think right when I think it.
Okay, perfect.
It's a terrible quality.
Okay,
so let's get into this because I've been fascinated by you. I have. Up to this point, I think maybe 5 to 6 people have told me about you. So I've known who you are for quite some time and kind of what you've been doing in our industry. And from my sister to Brandon Cullen, you name the person, they've all used you, but they kind of do it quietly.
Yeah.
They don't tell a lot of people that they do it.
No.
How did you get into this? And first and foremost, explain to everybody what it is that you do, what your services are, and what your gift is.
Okay. So I'm always say that I'm not a psychic, because if I will be a psychic, the best horse, sorry, I will buy it for myself. And so I'm not a psychic. What I'm doing is I talk with the horse. So I can communicate with them, ask them about, their pain, all they think, what they like, or whatever. Do you understand? So it's more, and I'm their voice. That's it. That's the only thing that I'm doing. So and I'm working now with 6 vet here, and with a lot of chiro too, and and so I can tell you that they have like sometime it will be the SI, the TMJ or things like that, but it's because the vet explained me when I was feeling something. Oh, I need to tell you that too. So when the horse, they have pain. Oh, if I'm talking too much, tell me, I will stop. Okay.
You're on a podcast, sister. That's all we do is talk. Always talk. This whole thing is let's talk.
Okay. So when the horse, they feel pain, I feel it directly on me. I know it sounds weird, but that's the how they show me or they explain me. So, and sometimes they show me more the compensation than where the pains come from. But when I'm working with the vet, I can explain them how they are feeling and why they are working like that, walking or working or whatever, so they can work on them. So you understand? So, and more than I'm working with the vet, better I understand the body of the horse, okay? So I start like 3 years ago to say that.
You just started this 3 years ago.
I was doing it a long time before that, but I was not saying to no one.
But not as a career.
No. I was a teacher before that. So I was a teacher for 23 years. And then after that, I have a business. And I went to Florida and I start like saying that on Facebook. Hey, I'm doing, because one of my friends told me like, you should start saying that and helping other person, because now you're doing it just for us and you help us a lot. So I start just on Facebook. And this morning I have that post that remind me that it's just 3 years.
Really?
So I was in Florida anyway. And after that, I decided just to buy a truck and a trailer. And someone it was Kim Matthew. I don't know if you know her. Anyway, she came in Quebec and for doing the rodeo over there. So, and someone told her about me, and then her told to her friends, and she called me. And with Sis, I work a lot with Sis. So that was almost my first American girl, okay? And it started like that. And then they said, you should come to the BFA. So that fall, I bought a truck and trailer, and I decided to come to BFA. And I was supposed to go back, but I never. So yeah, I stay here, and I'm working here now. And that winter, I went home for Christmas, and when I came back, I went to Edna, and I think it's that place that changed my life. I went there, and it's there that I met Brendan, and I work a lot on, when you start and you want to help all the horses. So, but when I'm doing like 10, 15 a day, sometimes I'm tired. So it's been like 3 days that I was there, and I was very tired. And then a girl texted me and called me, and I'm not answering. And then my daughter called me, and she said, Mom, what are you doing? I said, I'm so tired. And she texted me again, and I was like, do you know who is Brittany Posey? I told her that she didn't stop texting me. She said, yes, I know her mom. Go
What are you thinking? It's Brittany freaking Posey. You better get over there.
Go there, and I don't care if you're tired, go do it. So I went there, and so it's that place, I think, that changed my life. And so, and after that, it's just one and another like that, and
Yeah, well, we got to get into more details because the podcast needs to be more than 5 minutes. I like the cliff notes.
I know. So you have
here's
everything.
The question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my first question
Yes,
for all this, because
ahead.
I find it to be absolutely fascinating. Is when did you become aware of this thing that you're able to do with these horses? I mean, I never heard of this before at all, and I mean, I'm in the middle of the industry pretty deep, and you're the only person I've ever heard of who does this, at least truly, because there's so many people, like, it's not a hack, because there's so many people who say, no, you don't understand.
You don't know.
No, you don't understand. Like, she is right on the money every single time, because that would have to be the fear from your end, right? Is that you would be worried that people think that you're a shyster, or it's a hack, or it's not a real thing. I mean, that's why you said you didn't want to be identified as a psychic, because we all know, like, the crystal ball thing, like, yeah, that's a joke. Like, it's not real. Like, they set you up with those questions and things like that, but that's not the case here. So when is it, like, in your life, not in your career, but in your life, where you're like, this is not normal?
Since, I think when I was younger, I always, because I'm feeling like even animal, even you, even me, we are all like energy. If we can say that like that. And I'm always be like very sensitive. And when I was very more younger, I can see different things that I cannot put words on it, but for me it was natural. But then I was afraid that people think that I'm crazy, and so I cut everything, and I was like, you can see when people lies, or you can feel it, and it's the same things. So, and for me it was more sensitive, but I always know that when my dogs was having hungry, is it that? He wants to, I don't know. He doesn't have to tell me or show nothing. I know. And how can I explain that? I don't know. It was just there. So, and then I went to a weekend with someone that was like, explain us how to really communicate with animals. So I did that a weekend, but it's something that I was always already doing. I just knew that it was there. So I said, oh my God, I can now put more words because I'm not the only one. But yeah, I'm not saying that you cannot learn it. I think you can learn it, but there's something that it's a gift from, I have something inside of me, but it's hard to explain. Do you you don't understand? You do?
Well,
okay.
I mean, I know I don't look that smart, but I'm trying to process it.
No, I don't say you don't look that smart. I'm just saying that for me, it's hard to put words, because it's not words, it's more energy.
Yeah. Yeah. But so it's not just horses, it's other animals too.
Yes.
It's just, this is the path that you chose because you like horses more?
I really like horses more, but I'm doing, and it will be crazy, but one kind of animals that I really like, it's the fighting bulls.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I went to do some, and they really impress. It's different than the bucking bulls. They don't think the same. They are not the same, and so I really like it. So, yeah, and they have a lot to say too.
Yep.
So,
I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's really fun.
So when you went and you met Brittany Posey, what is the process? Like, say somebody like Brittany, like Ivy, like whomever comes to you, what is it that they're specifically trying to detect in their horse to have you help them with?
First, I think the first time that very often they call me, it's by they just want to know, or they really have problem with their horse, and because when you have a horse that it's always the same things, and then the other another run getting like half a second or whatever, that you have some trouble with him, and you cannot find it, or your vet said I don't know. So very often during that time they call me. So that's more what, and like with Ivy, it was with Jello. She has some different problem a little bit with her, and so she called me, and I went to see her, and yeah.
So what was that? I mean, I know because she told me when it was in preparation.
Remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember, because for me, I talked with so many horses. So, and when I'm there, when I'm talking with them, I always say to the owner, take notes, because we just chat and I don't record everything. I just remember, I don't know if I can say that, but I remember about the saddle, because she really doesn't like the other saddle that she had. So I remember that. And she just, Billy, walking, her husband, and she was not sure about him. She was a little bit jealous.
Right.
So I remember that, because it was the first time that I feel a horse that they were fighting a little bit to have the honor,
attention.
The intention.
So when you talk about horses, you talk about people like they're humans. Like the way you describe their emotions and their feelings, I don't think a lot of people would think that a horse could experience the emotion of jealousy. Or
but that's not very often. That was an exception. So, I'm telling you,
So when you see a horse like that, does that mean that the horse has a higher level of cognitive ability than most?
It's the conscientious. Is it that how you
conscience?
Say it? Conscious, yes. And the animals live the moment present. We are in our head. It's more us that making movie and everything with our head. So we're always thinking about the future. We always even for the girls that doing the barrel race, a lot of horses, because the girl call me because they have problem to go in the alleyway, for example. So when I'm talking with the horse, sometimes it's pain, sometimes it's too much acidity, sometimes it's because they are afraid of having pain there. But I can tell you, almost 50% and maybe 60% of the time, the horse say, it's not me. She's so afraid of going there, and she's so stressed that I don't want to go there. Why I will bring her there if she's stressed like that? Or she stopped breathing. So for them, it's danger, because the owner, the rider on them stop breathing, or they are afraid. So you need to calm down. Sometimes the horse said, tell her to relax. And so I'm always make a joke that don't give something to drug your horse. Take Jack Daniels. So, relax yourself. So, but the horse can feel, so you cannot lie to them. Even if you said, oh, I'm relaxed and whatever, they feels you inside. Do you understand? It's not their head, in your head.
Yeah, so do you think the horses, they're more in tune or in touch with kind of this energy you're talking about than people are? People are too disconnected from it, so we don't recognize it the same way the animal does?
Yes, that's correct. The animals, they are really at the moment present, okay? They really and the way that they learn and everything, it's more the muscle. It's everything. So when they have pain or whatever, they just remember, they feel the pain. So sometimes they will anticipate a little bit the muscle, more, the muscle pain, but it's not like us. So I'm feeling more, and for me, that changed my life, because I have to work on myself too. I'm really not perfect, and I don't want to be perfect. I'm telling you, I don't want to be perfect. I won't never be anyway. So because if I will want to be perfect, I won't be here because of my accent, But anyway,
but it's normal where you're from.
Yeah, I know, but I can be better. Anyway, I don't know if I will be one day perfect.
It kind of adds to the whole ambiance of it, right? Like if you just had a regular voice like me, I don't think it would be as exciting for people to bring their horses to you.
You think?
Yeah, it adds a little mysticism to it. I think it's a good thing.
Okay.
Don't you think, Ty? It adds a level of mystique to what she's doing. Don't you think that she has the accent?
Yes, I would say so.
It makes it cooler. I think it's way cooler. I think you should drop that thought in your head really quickly.
Okay, I need to destroy it.
The energy is off in here because of that.
Okay.
Well, he can read people's just from their voice.
Okay, perfect. So
there you go.
I destroy it. Good.
It's a good idea. Be your authentic self.
Yes. Thank you, sir. You see? You learn too.
I do very quickly. Okay.
So now, and I'm feeling that more I'm connect to myself, more I'm true with myself, less I'm trying to be perfect, more than I'm good with the horse. because sometimes they can yell at me too, you know.
The horse does?
Yes.
Give me an example of what that would be like.
Because I'm not, when I'm trying to work on them, because sometimes I talk with, like, I can talk with the horse, and then I need to stop him to tell you what he told me. And I'm not really listening to him, and they continue to show me things, and I'm not listening, and sometimes they really get mad, and they can say, like, hey. And during that time, they yell so much that I cannot talk. I need to stay there, and I need to... I can have some shit in my life too. So if shit happen in my life, I need really to take that away, because they help me in the same time, because if I'm not happy or whatever and I'm trying, they ask me to be more there. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. So I understand what you're saying, but so when you first meet a horse, right, are they ever reserved or against talking to you?
It depends. There are some horses that they really are more dominated. So I need to put my energy more low because they try to dominate me, and I need to let them dominate me. So when they see that, okay, she really understands.
Like maybe a stallion, for instance?
The mare, they are worst.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Stallions, they are not.
They're not very smart.
No. They have two brains, so it depends where they think, you know. So yeah, but they are smart.
Yeah.
But it's more the mare that really often try to dominate me, and they are like very mean. There are some that they are mean, and when I explain them when I'm doing why I'm there, there are some that they like really tell me shut up and listen. Finally someone will listen to me, so I listen to them, and you know, and after that I remember one, I can say that Latricia Duke, you know, she has
I know
Latricia. So she has one mare. I was Barbara, she's older now, but that mare, the first time that I talked with her, my God, she was mean to me, and she was like 3 going to 4. So, and she was very mean, like I have
like
to...
a rotten teenager?
Oh, yeah. Like,
3-year-old?
Yeah, just listen and don't say nothing, and she hates everyone. But then I saw her, I think it was at the BFA. Yeah, the first time I saw her in person, and I helped her. And Latricia, what it was good, it's what really, like what Barbara said, Latricia did it. So she really changed the thing. She helped her to get her feeling better. So after that, when that mare see me, she was so happy. But then after that, it was weird, because one day I went to her stall, and Barbara was sleeping in the stall. So she said, oh, she's sleeping, so talk with she has a stud. So I talked with the stud on the other side. But that mare, when I connect with the stud, she connect on me, and she get up and she yell at me like, oh, no way, ma'am, you coming to me first. And even that mare, when she see me, sometimes she turn to, hey, I'm there. So, yeah.
So when you're having these conversations, like for the audience sake, so they understand, right? Because the way that you're describing it, it literally sounds like you're having a conversation with them just like you and I are, like literal words.
Yeah.
They're unspoken words, obviously, but I mean, when you're talking with these horses, it literally like you're having a crystal clear conversation like you and I are.
Some they are really talking. Some they show me more pictures. Some they make me feel things. So it's the 3 different things like that. Yeah.
Have you ever ran into like a scenario or a horse where you couldn't help them?
Yes.
What does that scenario look like?
It's not good. I was in Quebec that time anyway. So I was with my dad. He was doing Cowboy Challenge. And then there was a horse that he was really yelling at me. But, you know, you can see that sometimes the owner is not open to that. So, and I don't feel that I have the right to say, hey, please stop. It's hard, you know. I try to be aware of and trying to... Hey, sir, do you need help? Do you have something? You know, trying to open the door, but it was closed. But it's almost like, you know, if you see a kid's like the dad is not good with the kid, what are you doing? You know, are you going each time you see something like that, say something or no. So it's the same thing for me. Do you understand?
Yeah,
So,
but that's more the owner of the horse being unwilling to work with you, right? Or unwilling.
Yes.
But what about a horse? Like, have you encountered a horse that you are specifically not able to help? Maybe the owner's open to it or not, but the horse, the animal itself,
Yes.
is completely resistant to you.
more like I'm always say, like very often it's the gilding. They don't like. I always make a joke like they are like men. They have nothing to say. You need to ask a lot of questions because they are just I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm doing my job.
Yep.
And there are some that they are not intelligent. And I need some time. I don't like to say that, but there are some horse that they are really not intelligent, so they cannot figure out. You need to be there with them all the time. So because they cannot think by themselves.
Right.
So I always say that they are not the sharpest pen in the box.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sharpest pin in the box. We'll
Is
go
it
with that.
Is it that?
It's not, but we'll go with that.
No, but say it right.
We do sharpest tool in the shed.
Oh, okay. But the pen in the box, too? No, you cannot say that.
I like that one. I actually really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sharpest pin. Yeah, that's my new
Is it-
thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Ty, you're not the sharpest pin in the shed.
In
Wait, I think I said that wrong.
Unfortunate.
So when you look at that, like the level of a horse's intelligence, like people, I mean, do you notice that the higher level competing horses and the better bred horses are more intelligent than some of the other
No.
horses? It's not always the case.
No, it's not the
It's
case.
just totally
There's
chance.
some that they have it inside. That's true. About, they have it inside maybe because of the genetic or whatever. But even, I talk with some clones.
That I want to hear about.
Okay. So you got the
Any
clone.
famous clones?
Yes, but anyway, I don't want to say their name because,
I
but
understand.
I talk with the clones. So what I'm feeling about the clone, yes, they have the same look, they have the same body, but they don't have the same experience.
Still a different horse.
Still a different horse. So what
Which is because they never perform the exact same either.
No.
So that's true.
So I'm feeling even if you have the best stallion with the best mare, yes, they will have everything to succeed inside. But if the owner or if the cold breaker or if the trainer don't do the right things on them, it's their experience. And there are some that they don't give a shit about the barrel.
Yeah.
Even if they are good, you're like, my God, he doesn't like his job. That's it.
When you speak to a horse who doesn't like his job, I mean, what does that conversation look like? Like you're talking to the best dash to fame, this Frenchman's guy, that, and you name it, whatever it is, and they suck.
Yeah.
But they're an amazingly talented. And we've all had that horse before. What does that conversation look like with that horse? Is
They
it like,
really told me like, oh my God, I'm doing it for him or for her, that the rider. Like, because I don't like to do it. They ask me to do it, but that's it. But I don't like it.
do they ever tell you what they do like? Is that ever a
Sometimes,
conversation where you
yes,
can tell the
and-
owner, hey, I think you should rope on this horse?
Yes. Or to find the cows. Like for me, the horse that I really like, it's the cutting horse.
Mm-hmm.
Those horse, my God, they are crazy. I didn't see a lot of cutting horse that they don't like to work. They don't like their job. But I'm not saying I don't like the barrel horse. But there are some barrel horse that go do a trail with them. Don't work too much in the arena because they ate it so much. They have to I can do 4 runs a week. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then go do something else. And sometimes it's not the same when you have a trainer that has 20 horses and then when you have a owner that has just 2 or 1 horse. So because the owner, what he will do, he will want to practice more and everything. So sometimes they overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
So do you understand?
I
So,
do.
So it's more that you need. And sometimes they train, it's very fun because the horse really told me at home, we doing things. We ride one way and we do that exercise. And when we going out, my God, she doesn't ask me nothing. She stayed there and she's doing nothing.
Right.
So they don't ride consistent, or they don't ride the same at home than at the show. You see the energy. It's like, woo, woo.
I felt that. I drank a little bit of Red Bull, so I don't know if it's that or if it was this, but you're starting to freak me out.
So, yeah.
So when you talk to a horse, right? Like, say it's J-Lo, for instance.
Yes.
And you talk to her and you get all this great information, right? You're able to build this bond, this friendship with someone's horse, whatever you call it specifically. I mean, that's really what it sounds like to me. What is the best way to communicate with the owner of that horse to make sure that they help correct the problems? I mean, because I have to imagine that maybe some people are a little resistant or resilient to what you're saying, especially if most of it's like, it's you, it's your fault, it's your fault. And there may be just a little shock involved, or maybe they aren't resistant. I don't know, but I'm just wondering, like, how do you delicately convince somebody to make these big changes? Like, especially a trainer, like if they're training and they're drilling these horses and it's not the right way to be doing it.
Like
It could be
Brendan, sometime I'm rough with him.
Yeah.
You know, I can say it.
yeah, Brandon's
Did he
he's
tell-
very, very open to help, though.
Yeah.
He's a very open
No,
guy.
but he really listened well, you know. And one day I just talked with his horse, and I really told him, my God, your horse, you fight with your horse this week, you know. And it was the day before, I think, or something like that. But I was trying to explain him, that horse, you went in a fight with him, but it's because he cannot do it because he has too much pain in his neck and his shoulder. It's so painful. So you need to do something with that. Don't try to make him work. He cannot do it. And he was like, oh, yeah. So, but he bring that horse to the Caro, and my God, when he tried to touch him there and work on him, the horse want to bit the Caro because it was too painful. So he saw that it was true. So you understand?
Yep.
And I'm always say too that the horse, they are like young kids. So, you know, if I ask a kid what you like at home, what you don't like, the kid will say, hey, my mom asked me to make my bed every morning. Tell her that she's crazy. I don't need to do that in my life. And by the way, ice cream every morning, it's the best thing. I need that. But it's not because you kids say that you need to change it. So I'm always say, I'm telling you everything that your horse told me. But if, you know, that makes sense or not, or, you know, it's a point of view. So you have, but I'm always telling them the truth, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if they want to take care and change something, that's not my responsibility after that. So, but some people really ask me, I change something, can you look at the horse, what he thinks, does he like that change or whatever? So, yeah.
What happens when you encounter a horse? Because I'm getting really curious here about just individual experiences. What happens when you encounter a horse that's maybe been abused, right? Maybe the owner, you discover this. Like, what does that scenario look like? I mean, it's got to be very awkward, but...
Yeah, it is. And, but a lot of times, those people don't call me.
I'm sure not. Especially
you know,
when they find out your reputation, like...
There are some owner that they are mean with their horse, and but usually those people don't call me. I know when it's another trainer or another person that...
When it's not the owner.
Yeah.
What is that horse feeling, though? Like, what is the emotional response you get from that horse? I'm really curious, because we've all been around things or seen things, and I've always wondered how the horse takes that.
It's the same thing as if you talk with a woman or a man that been abused. They are like afraid of it, or they want to kill everyone. It's one of the other. So they just want they are like, and I have one horse one day that it was a young girl that someone sold her, that she was, I think it was her second horse. You know, she didn't have a lot of experience, but they sold her that horse, and that horse was mean. He hate people because the owner before, previous owner, they really beat him. So as soon as he has a saddle on him, he just want to flip on his back. And it's not because he has pain or whatever. It's just because he was tired of, you know, the other, the human. That's it.
Yep.
So, yeah. So I told her, don't ride him. Make someone that have more experience than you. It's not a horse for you. And she was like, but they told me. I said, maybe, but I can be wrong. I'm not saying that I'm right all the time, but I'm just telling you that this horse, I'm not feeling it's a horse for you.
Yep.
Or very often when a horse been abused like that, it's like if you have kids too, you need to start over. And the best way to, I think, connect with a horse, it's on the ground. It's not on them. It's to work on the ground. And very often people forget that. Forget to try to have that respect on the ground. You have to see, the horse need to see that even if he's going, you will tell him, but you will respect him. And the respect and needs to be the confidence too between two. Yeah.
So if I say, hey, Kathleen, I just bought a new horse. I'm going to start roping on her. What do you think is the best way for me to foster the most positive, loving relationship with this horse to make sure that she does the absolute best job for me? How would you instruct me to go about that?
Okay, but I'm not a trainer. You understand?
Not the training portion. I
No,
got
no,
that handled.
yeah.
But the relationship with
The
the horse.
relationship, I will say, like, call me first.
Yeah.
I know. I can explain you how your mare wants to work, how she's thinking. Because there are some that they're very smart. There's some that are less. There's some that you need to show them like 1, 2, 3 times. After that, it's record. They are done. You understand?
Yep.
So when you know that part, that will help you. But to have a really good connection,
Yep.
I'm feeling bring that mare in the round pen and do the join up. Work on the ground. Make her like listen to you when you're moving. So when you will be on your saddle, you will move your shoulder and she will move. The connection will be there. If that makes sense. I'm feeling more you work on the ground before to establish that respect. Better after that, the horse will listen to you and will respect you and will want to work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So it's better to approach our horses like they're humans more than it is like they're animals, you think, as far as fostering relationships?
That's the line too, because
Yeah.
there are some horses that they like, oh my God, those boots, I cannot have those boots anymore. Tell her that I need to go run in the pasture and be, I need to roll down. I want to have like some mud or whatever, you know?
Right.
And there are some horses that they don't like the smell of the shampoo because the human keep the horse too much. You know, I'm not saying don't take care of your horse,
Right.
but you have
But they're animals.
Yeah, they are animals. So they like some time to just go outside and have fun with their friends too. And I'm feeling, and I understand that when you pay a horse a lot of money, you don't want him to hurt himself with another horse outside. But they like to play too outside. They like to be an animal, and there's some that they forget that. So,
Yeah. Have you ever heard of, someone was telling me about this, I can't remember who it was. Was it Fallon Taylor? About Bodie Miller, the ski guy who had all the racehorses, and it was Bodie Miller. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So he's a skier, and I'm going to butcher this story, but what he did is he wanted to beat whoever the big trainer was, and this is horse racing. And so he spent millions and millions of dollars to cultivate this breeding program, this ranch. Maybe it wasn't a breeding program. Maybe he just bought horses. I don't know. But to compete in racing, right? And he set up this entire amazing facility where they had the best training, indoor arenas, they had time to be in the pasture with their families and all this stuff. And the horses never won, right? And the competitor, it's like dark stalls, very shabby ranch, wins every race. Basically, this is a very rudimentary way to explain the story. You know, how do you explain that? So he did all of those things, right? Like he gave the horses this time to frolic, the best feed, the best training, massages, chiro, laser, everything. And if you looked at like whatever the racehorse version of Equistat is, right? He's won like $300, and this is like $1 million thoroughbred racing.
Yeah, but I'm feeling sometime it's the rider that makes
The jockey.
The jockey.
Yeah.
That makes the change. That makes a huge difference. You know, when someone go there and really wants to win or really be confident and they are true with themselves and they have that connection with the horse, I'm telling you, the horse will work for them. When it's just number and number and number, do you understand?
I do.
I'm not saying that I'm not in that particular
Do you think
case.
it's a lot of it might have to do with the guy's motivation,
Yes.
selfish motivation?
Yes, and the confidence in their self, because the horse really feels it, really feels everything. And, you know, you can see, you have a lot of rider trainer, you can see that you put this guy on whatever horse, and this horse, he can take the best potential of that horse. You
Yep.
will like, my God, this horse never run that fast, and this guy is always there at the right, not at the right place, but he has that things inside. He's
Yep.
a winner.
Yep.
Is confident in himself. He knows.
Transfers to the horse?
Yes, that's correct.
So like a Troy Crumrine or something like that?
Yes,
Or
Troy
Cassie
Car-
Maurer?
Yes, and like
Brandon.
Brittany Posey. You can sit them on whatever horse, and they give them that. Like Brittany, even her cold, I'm feeling like they are cold, and then bang, they are open horse.
Yep. Yeah.
And you know, you can just look at them and my God, it's just a 4 years old, but it's something that she translate to them.
Yep.
And others too, you know, there's a lot like Troy and everything. You can just sit those person on a horse and they can,
Changes the energy of the horse?
yes, and get the best of the horse. But they knows it's not just drill. They knows what they can do. They believe in their self, and when they are there, they are there. Do you understand?
I do,
so
yeah.
that's what I'm feeling, that a lot of people, my daughter will be proud of me because I'm always a person, but
People.
it's people when you have a lot. So, so a lot of people like, they are afraid of asking to the horse. They are afraid of what can go wrong. And a lot of them too always like look around what the other one will think about, you know. So when you are like that, you are not with your horse. So you need to be confident in yourself. You need to connect on yourself better and don't be afraid and don't try to be perfect. So yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, and I have something that I want to do, because before I was saying I don't like human. I prefer to work with horse. So, but I was asking the horse like how, because I cannot do more than one at the time.
Right.
So, and I'm always only having like 24 hours a day like everyone, and I'd like to do something else too, you know. And then I was trying to understand what I can do to help them more, to help more people and help them more than just having one conversation with them. And it's really like funny, but it's like a download that I have with the horse. And they show me that I need to help the owner. Like everything that I learn about my confidence, like, because I'm really like living the moment present, and sometimes I'm feeling something and like my head doesn't want to do it. Like my head would tell me, hey, you're crazy. Don't go there. Everyone will laugh at you. You know, I'm scared
Right.
like everyone. So, but when I'm able to put, it's my hand, my whatever, I take it there away, and I'm really feeling that my soul inside of me, that's what I need to do, like to be here. I'm telling you that I need to put that little voice.
Were you scared to come on the show?
Yes, because
Because of how many people listen to it?
yes, and I'm always having that little voice like, hey, I'm from Thetford Mines, from Canada, you know, a small town. So who are you to be there? Because everyone, like the best in the world, sit on that chair.
That exact chair, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you understand?
I
So
do.
who are you? So have that voice inside of me that who are you to go there? But I just need to destroy that and have the gut feeling. My gut feeling inside of me, it's more strong, because I'm doing it to help the animal, to help the horses, and I'm feeling more that I can help the owner to trust themselves, to be better with themselves first. After that, they can be better with their horse. There's a lot of people that take care of their horse. They do the chiro, they do everything on their horse, but they have pain everywhere. They don't take care of themselves. So, you know, you need to, I'm feeling that
That's very
if you
true, yeah.
want to give something, you need to have it for yourself first. You need to be selfish a little bit on yourself. That's what I'm feeling. And more you are good with yourself, more your energy is better your horse will connect with you. That will be easier. So that's one thing that I want to do, that more to help.
To help people, start transitioning to help people. I
Yes.
think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm doing, it's like all the girls that came in my program, I'm talking with the horse first.
Right.
So those girls, if they want to lie to me, they can. But, you know, if they say, I'm very confident in myself and I just need to ask the horse, and it was, yeah, big bullshit, you know. So anyway, and I start with talking with the horse. So, and when I called them back, I told them, okay, and then we will work for like 3 months on different things that they need to learn to help them to be better, to connect better on themselves. So, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
But I want to start it, not like because I have some coach too in my life. I took some coach that helped me. But for me, I don't want to be like the other coach. What I want to do, it's like with what your horse told me. Mm-hmm. I want to help you to be better with yourself, to be better after
Yeah,
that
because
with
you
your
have
horse.
inside information. You got inside baseball
Yes.
that nobody else knows because the horse is airing out their dirty laundry.
Yes, and the owner loves, there's some owners, you know, they really love their horse.
Yeah.
So, and they tell them everything, you know. So sometimes, I'm not saying don't be careful what you sing to your horse, but there are some horse that, you know, tell her that when she came in my stall and she cried in that corner, oh my God, it's hard for me sometimes. I was like, oh no, I cannot tell her. And they like, yes, if you don't say that, I'm not saying nothing else. So
That's amazing. The way you describe, like, I find it truly fascinating the way that you describe the way the horses communicate. Like, I don't know how to put it, but it's just like knowing that now that you're telling me that, like, that's the way horses communicate. They're very blunt.
yeah.
They're very straightforward. They're very blunt. They don't lie. They don't hide anything, and they just tell
No.
it how it is. That's
Yes.
how a horse's mind works.
Yes.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty fascinating if you think about it. Because if you, what about cattle? What about the bulls? Like, I find that to be.
Oh yeah, the bulls, the bucking bulls. I did the bucking bulls. The bucking bulls, they really try to dominate me first, but after that they are a little bit show off. So they like to show me how they buck, what they're doing, and why. There's some that they really buck to put that guy off. There's some that they buck to hit the clown. You know, they don't.
So they're a lot more basic. Their brain.
Yes, it's more for their job or things like that. But they show me there's some pay, because I have some owner of the bulls that they call me before they bring them, because they have injection and everything on the bulls too.
Oh, absolutely,
So
everything.
there's some that they call me before bring them to the vet. So it's more easy to really find where they are sore. So there's there. But the other one, like the fighting bulls. The first one that I talk with, that scares me, because that bull's was like that and just scan all my energy. He really scanned me, and I need to stay just there, and he just try to understand how I will move, what I will do, what I'm doing.
Because
and
his
really
instinct is to attack you.
Yes. And it really scan you. They scan your energy. And if you anticipate, you're thinking about going to the right, they knows it before you go there. So the really good one, they needs to think about the right, but go to the left. You understand?
Right.
Because they feel that energy. They scan you. It's scary a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah. And that bull, the first one that I talked with, I looked to the owner, and I was like, I said how he scanned me. I explained him that. And then I said, I don't know why, but he said that he missed his friend. He has 2 friends usually. And the owner said, yeah, his friends are out there. I said, okay. So, and you change his food, like 2.5 something, you change his food. And I didn't know if it was 2 days and a half or 2 weeks and a half. Anyway, so I said, it's 2.5 something. He said, and that his wife said, no, we didn't change nothing. He said, oh, yeah, that's why he's alone. I put some bute a little bit in his grain because he has pain a little bit, just to make him more relaxed, because he has a lot of show to do. So And then, so that was 2 days and a half that he has a little bit of bute in his grain. So that was true, and that's why the friends were outside.
Yep.
So the owner said, okay, you're not saying bullshit. I said, no, I'm talking with you,
So how funny is that conversation, right? When people are skeptical and then you uncover something that there's no way anybody else could possibly know, right? Because that's probably, like, if you have somebody who's skeptical but they do it anyway, that's how you get them, like, to where they believe what you're saying.
Their mouth
drops.
And
because that was the exact thing that was described to me by many people when I was talking to people about you is, it sounds crazy. Like, it does sound crazy.
Yeah.
But she had this and this information that, like, this happened in the barn and it was just me. I didn't even tell anybody. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Yeah. So with that bull, I was supposed to go there just for one. And finally, I think I did 10. So, so yeah. And they were like, oh my God, yeah, you're right. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, the whole idea of it is just amazing to me that somebody could be born with just this anomaly, right? Because that's not normal. Like, Ty's or me, we're going to, even though I've grown up with horses my whole life.
They told me that you are a good seller.
Very good.
So it's not because, and don't ask me to sell.
I don't know if that's an insult because people have a negative connotation.
No, I don't have, but it's a gift that you have. I cannot sell nothing. If I'm trying to sell something, for sure, if you can talk a little bit more, finally, I will give you that instead of selling it to you. You understand? So I'm not a seller.
Right.
You are a good seller. So that's your gift.
Right.
You understand? So I'm feeling that everyone was born with a gift. So you just need to know what it is. And when you catch it, your life change. And when when it's something that you really likes, you enjoy, you just have fun,
That's true.
You just need
100%.
to have fun. And I'm pretty sure because you are a good, what they tell me, that you are a good seller, you probably have fun to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason. Yeah.
So you
My
understand?
whole life revolves around it.
Yeah.
For this and for other things.
So you have fun. So, and I'm feeling when you have fun to do something and you can enjoy it more, and with that, you help other person too. So that's your gift.
Yeah.
I'm not different from the other one. I just have a different gift.
Yeah. Yeah, your gift is more shock and awe, though.
Yes, I know.
More rare, probably.
And there's more point of view about it. But I don't care.
Why should you?
I know.
Freaking amazing.
Right now, I don't care.
I'm sorry, but you've got a rap sheet of people that you've helped who back you up on this stuff. It's like, that's their opinions are the ones that matter. It's not the people who don't even know what they're talking about or give it a chance.
You know that your sister scared me one night before she was, I think it was at the American. She was running that night. And like maybe 2 hours before the show start, I saw her name on my phone. I was like, oh shit, what does she want? So I answered, I said, hey, can you look at Jello? I think she's not feeling good. I'm feeling something, but I'm not sure. Can you just look at her? I was like, you cannot ask me that just before the American.
Right.
You cannot do that. You can't do that. It's a lot of pressure on myself. And yes, she was a little bit tired and she has a little thing, but she was ready to go. But Ivy just want to know, does she want to do it? Is she good or not? So, oh my God, that was a lot. Don't call me before the American.
Before the American?
Yeah.
Or don't call me before the NFR or any of that. But
no, during the NFR, I have a lot of, some call me too. Yeah, because they
about
change.
15? About 15 girls?
I have a lot of girls that call me. Yeah. Even like with Brandon, we work on Sharpie just
before the American. For the semifinals.
Yeah, and when he was there,
Yep.
all the time.
Makes sense. Do you have a lot of people ask you, like, after a run goes bad, want to know why? Like,
yes.
Do you ever?
Yeah. I'm going a lot in I really follow more the futurity word, because it's like 3 or 4 days. So I'm going and they have like 4D or whatever. So there's a lot of people over there. So, and there are some that we fix everything and then the horse doesn't go well, or I have a little girl that I have in mind. So, and very often it's her fault. So, but she wants me each time. So before she's going in the arena, every morning when I'm there, I'm going to see her horse. And I was like, okay, yesterday what you did that on the second barrel or whatever. So, and even when sometime I'm not there, she texts me, can you talk to my, because I'm doing it on phone too. I don't need to be there in person. So she said, can you just look at my horse and tell me what happened yesterday?
So do you have them FaceTime you? Is that how you do it?
No, they send me a picture. And with just the picture, I connect on the eyes of the horse and I can talk like that. And then I call on the phone and yeah.
So you have long distance abilities.
Yes.
So you're just looking at these cues and then saying, hey, this is what I see? Or do you feel like you actually have a connection directly to the horse? Even
No, I talk with them like that.
Wow.
And most of my horses during the week, it's when I'm going to events that I'm talking with them in person. But most of them, it's by distance. I can tell you like 80% of my horse, it's more by distance, by phone that I'm doing.
And do you find it to be any less accurate than in person? Or maybe it's shorter?
No, it's not. It's shorter in person. Because what I'm doing, the way for me, because there's other girls that doing it too, like me. There's other animal. Yeah, you can see on Facebook, sometime they give other names and there's other girls. But for me, what I like to do, it's like before I call the owner, I just take the picture and I talk with the horse and I write a lot of things and I just make sure that he understand or she understand what I'm doing and therefore helping her and whatever. So I'm doing it on distance like that. And I talk and I write a lot of things. But then after that, when I call the owner, I connect on the horse too. And I don't like when people say too much things. So sometimes they said, oh my God. No, I said, don't talk. Let the horse talk. And after that, if you have more questions, you can ask your question if you want to. And very often they said, no, I don't have no more question. You answer everything. So because the horse really told a lot of things. So
Makes sense.
So, but I can do it like that too. So that girl, I really help her because she has now 3 different horses, but they don't ride the same. There are some that you need to push. There are some that you need to hold. There are some, So, and sometimes she's not riding them good. So I just help her, like, with this one, you did that. So she doesn't like when you're doing it. So, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you faced any criticism from people, like, for what you're doing?
Yes. A lot.
What does that look like?
But people really, there are some people that, like, there's people that they are afraid of looking in my eyes. They think that I will read their mind. So it's very funny. There are some that they really laugh at me and say, yeah, but there's some people that they are not.
How do you handle that criticism? Do you just ignore it or do you?
Now I don't care. Now I don't care because I have nothing to prove. Before that, and that's why it took me so many years to say that, because I was, I want to please the person. Do you understand? So I don't like when people like, and I don't, but now I don't need to please the person around me. If they don't like me, they don't like me. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I have other friends, I don't need everyone to say, yeah, they are agree. And I'm always say, I can be wrong when I'm doing it. Like the vet, the vet can look at your horse and he can make mistake. And I can make mistake too. I'm not saying that I'm always right, but almost.
Yeah, well, the people I've talked to so far, you're 10 for 10.
I know.
So
yeah,
that speaks for itself, especially the people that I've talked to about you. I mean, I really value their opinions, and I think you're fantastic, and I'm super thankful you came on the show.
I'm so thankful to be here.
I cannot wait to listen back to this because there's just so much information there, and I feel like I've learned a lot more about horses just from talking to you, and I'm really grateful for that. So I'm super glad you came on the Gauge.
Hey.
You absolutely belong at this table.
Thank
in that
you.
Terribly uncomfortable
Thank
chair.
You. Yes, of the champion chair.
Yep, that's the champion chair.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's broken more backs than you could imagine because these things suck.
No, it's not comfortable.
No, it isn't.
No,
yeah.
no.
But I I think you better
thank
make
you.
sure you get an assistant because after people hear about this, you're getting a lot of phone calls.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
I
coming.
really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm
And I'm
rarely-
happy now I know another one of the family.
That's right. You have the trifecta. That's all of us.
Next time we will have lunch.
Yep. Yep. We can have a family counseling
Yeah, why
session.
not? Yeah.
I've been told on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube that I need to get my shit figured out. So
Yeah.
I'll
Thank
be
you.
ready for that lunch. Thanks, Kathleen.
Okay, bye.
This has been The Gauge, hosted by me, Chance Conrado, produced and edited by our guy Ty Yeager. Shout out to the executive producers Dustin Pointer and Cody Denton. Marketing and content produced by Riley Chone. Our theme song is by Shay Ashshire and the Night Howlers. Make sure to rate and review this podcast as well as follow The Gauge on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And make sure to subscribe to The Gauge wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you guys next time.